Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DutchRC channel. And as you know, if you've been following my channel for a while, I like all kinds of RCs. And this time I felt like doing a helicopter again. So I've been looking for a new helicopter for a while, and I came across this one, and it's a WLtoys V950. It's reasonably new. I came across it on Banggood, and it is available as a bind and fly, so without radio, and as a ready to fly. I've got the ready to fly version. I'll have links to both versions in the description down below, so you can check them out. This is a 3D capable helicopter, so it can fly inverted if you'd like that. It is brushless, and it is around 200, a 200 size helicopter, so slightly smaller than a typical 350 helicopter. Alright, and in this video I'll obviously show you what's in this box, and we'll go over the details of this heli, and then we'll take it out for a first test flight as well. I'll do a separate video in which I'll show you the different flight modes, and by that time I'll be a bit more familiar with the heli as well, so I can really fly it. But like I said, we'll go over the details and do a first test flight in this video. So let's see what's in this box. Oh, by the way, before I show you what's in this box has a nice carrying handle, and the helicopter can be put in this box without disassembling it at all. So it's actually a nice storage and transport box in that sense. Alright, let's see what the heli and all its parts look like. Alright, let's first have a look what comes with this heli. You get a charger, a balance charger. As you can see, it can charge 2S and 3S Lipos, a power brick for that charger, and a Lipo, and that is a 1500 milliampere 3S Lipo. And that seems about right, I think, for this size of helicopter. Now, this charger here will get you started, of course, but I'd urge you to get a hobby grade charger, especially if you want to do more in this hobby. Yes, this charger will get you started, like I said, but it's not ideal, of course. The helicopter also comes with this manual, which is in English and Chinese, and it's a reasonable manual, really. It tells you everything you need to know to fly this heli. Now, one thing I didn't come across is, for instance, pitch curve settings and such. So if you buy the bind and fly version, you really need to buy a specific radio for this helicopter that has already been set up for this helicopter. This is basically also why I ordered the ready to fly version, because this kind of info is usually hard to come by. Other than that, though, for the ready to fly version, this manual is just fine. It's in Chinglish, so to speak, but it's adequate. The heli also comes with some spare parts. One full set of main rotor blades, which is nice. Tail rotor, spare one. The main gear and the tail gears. So, and a small screwdriver and an Allen key. So yeah, it's nice that you get a full set of blades with this helicopter as spares. Alright, it is an RTF helicopter, so it does come with a radio, and this is the radio that comes with it. I've had this WLtoys radio before, and yeah, it's a reasonably inexpensive helicopter, so is the radio. It looks a little plasticky, but it's reasonable. Like I said, I've had these radios before, and they fly pretty carelessly. The gimbals feel reasonable. There is a ratchet in the throttle stick. It's not a very pronounced ratchet though, so I'm okay-ish with that. Alright, as you can see, it has a display. And it is a backlit display, so it's more than usable outdoors. That's nice. Yeah, 2 gimbals, of course, digital trims. And the neat thing of this radio is that it is both a Mode 1 and a Mode 2 radio. You've got this lever in the middle of the radio. Right now it's a Mode 2 radio, but if I pull this lever on down... you're not supposed to do that when the radio is on, by the way. So, but now it is a Mode 1 radio with the throttle on the right. So that's flexible. It has a neck strap hook in the middle over here. And let's see, yeah, it has 2 switches. On the top left there is an idle or 3D, so an idle up or 3D switch. Again, in my future video on the flight modes and some more advanced flying, I'll go over the modes themselves. And on the right, top right over here, you've got a throttle hold, mandatory on helicopters of course. And over here you've got some switches. This left switch or knob is low rates and high rates. You can also see that in the display, L and H, high rates, low rates. And on the right you've got a 3D and 6G switch. I'm not sure if it's visible, I think so, but the LED over here is now blinking, indicating that it's in 3D mode. In 6G mode the helicopter should be all stabilized, so very easy to fly. And let's see, that's it. Basically those are the controls for this radio. And in my flight videos I'll give you an impression of what my thoughts on this radio with the heli are, but again, I've had these radios before and they work out pretty well. It is of course a 2.4 GHz radio, by the way. And finally, here is our helicopter. Now, subject to personal taste of course, but I quite like the looks of it. Nice color scheme. On this, it's a polycarbonate, so plastic body shell on the front. On larger helis you generally see this to be glass fiber. On this one it's a plastic body. Over here you can also see that it's powered by an XT60 connector. I had actually expected a GST plug, but this will do just fine of course. Main rotor. It's a, as you can see, a flybarless helicopter. No stabilizing flybar. That's nice. And at the rear, actually let's zoom in to the back first. Alright, the tail rotor. It is a pretty no-fuss tail this helicopter has. The tail rotor is fixed pitch. So the blades can't pitch. It is individually powered. On larger helis or hobby grade helis you generally see a shaft going to the front to the main motor or a belt. On this one it is self-powered, the tail. Yeah, that's typical in toy grade. Should I call this a toy grade or even intermediate? But this is pretty typical. Especially in the past, this was not ideal. With modern electronics this might work out just fine. We'll see in the flight videos. Then we have a carbon boom, not carbon fiber, carbon. Over here with 2 carbon supports. Pretty typical fare as well. And then we come to the center or the main part of the heli, and I'll take off the shell now to let you see the inners of it. The rotor head assembly. It has obviously a metal drive shaft in the middle. For the rest of the gear is mostly plastic. You can see that these pitch links are metal, and these secondary pitch links are also metal. The swash plate, however, is made out of plastic, yes, as is the rotor head over here as well. The helicopter does use real servos though. You typically see, especially on smaller helis, those linear servos, which I'm not really a fan of those. I'm quite happy to see these normal servos, which you could of course upgrade to maybe metal gear servos or digital servos. So very nice to see that. Over here you see the brushless motor, which is driving this gear over here, which is a plastic gear. That's very typical on all helis. Well, all helis, maybe not on the huge helis, but this is normal. Why? Well, you want this gear to fail first, because it's cheap and easy to replace. You actually do get a spare of this as well. So yeah, like I said, this is a normal fare on helis. And at the front you see a single electronics board, which is a stabilizing board and a receiver all in one. Over here you see the receiver antenna. So yes, that also means that you can't use just any kind of radio. You can't replace the receiver, so you'll have to use WLtoys transmitter. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Over here at the bottom you see a tray for the Lipo, and yeah, the entire frame is all plastic. That, yeah, it will probably absorb crashes. Yeah, it's pretty flexible plastic, especially the landing gear, so that's nice. Yeah, we'll just see how it fares, of course. And right now I am anxious to fly it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it performs. Again, it's an entry-level helicopter at a low cost, I think. So again, I am very much looking forward to how it performs, which we will do right now. So let's go outdoors and see if this helicopter actually flies. Here we go. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. There is no wind to speak of, really. It is very cold though, so, but well, let's see if this helicopter flies. Damn. Okay, that didn't go as planned. I had a lot of bank to the left somehow. Let's try that again. It's certainly not the wind. Bit of trim to the right. Okay, let's try again. Here we go. Okay, oh, that's better. I've actually entered a little too much trim. But we are up and away. I'm also at a higher throttle than I had expected. I'm flying at around 60% throttle, I think.
Throttle response is a little slow, but that's common in idle up. That'll probably be better in 3D mode, so I'll try that in the next video. Yeah, throttle response. Maybe it's also the cold. I'm sure the Lipo doesn't really like this temperature. But as you can also see, it is very stable, very stable. Yeah, that's helped by the lack of wind, of course, as well. But it's easy to keep at its spot. Okay, I will probably shorten the pitch link on the right side of the helicopter a little bit to get rid of that pitch to the left we had. Other than that, it's very stable. Yeah, I obviously don't know the helicopter yet, I'm not used to it. So I'll do a couple of flights off camera after this video. Then I'll come back to you with a real flight demo. It's flying really docile though, very easy. As you can probably tell, I'm not intimidated by the heli either, because it's flying this easily. It's not touchy in any way. Alright, reasonably successful, sorry. Apart from that hiccup at the first takeoff. Oh, by the way, the advertised flight time of this heli is 15 minutes. That's pretty long, that's actually very long. Now, maybe they over-exaggerate that flight time a little, but let's say it's 12 minutes. That's still pretty good. And as you can also see, it's not affected by its own prop wash a lot when I'm flying it low to the ground. Alright, as mentioned, I'll do a couple of flights with the heli and then I'll come back to you in my next video and show you what the helicopter can really do. For now, thank you very much for watching and hope to see you back in another video. Bye bye.